and they aren't going to be able to get the res. Meanwhile, look who's eating, look who's feasting. Like, it's an early Thanksgiving dinner. It's going to be the Fire Beavers. Only one more arrow inside of that bow check before you're forced to make the swap real quick. You got the R9, but you get beamed. Playing off this slight lip of the rock, you know that the two teams aren't going to be engaging into each other, and Fire Beavers are in a very difficult spot. They're going to be exposing themselves to both of these teams if they're not distracted with one another.
Well, I mean, you look at Phoenix Legacy and you have Heroes on top of them. They're going to collapse into one another as soon as Fire Beaver starts taking shot at Heroes. The thing is, they don't have a lot of ground to play, just this truck and maybe a small rock in front of them if they can even make that manageable. So you're really going to look to Impulse and the ability of those Bangalore smokes to kind of provide you cover. You have Oiran with the R9 and a Digi threat, so it's going to provide a lot of information regardless. But that Caustical, that's going to eat you alive. Heroes falls. Now we're down to the final three.
Final three right now, Phoenix Legacy, Fire Beavers, Totem Esports, and Fire Beavers with the smoke are going to be able to use this opportunity to close in the gap. The same cannot be said about Jazaz, though, currently just trying to reset, but he's getting beamed. Thorfinn is on the other side. He's got the Digi threat to help elevate him through the Fire Beavers line of sight here, too. They clean up that one last player of Phoenix Legacy, and we got two squads left. Fire Beavers down one member, but they have the number advantage.
Number advantage, Impulse going in, hip firing that flat line, but unfortunately not going to be able to do it. It's Taskmaster, and they are your map 1 winners here. Split 2, starting off with a bang, or a beaver, I should say.
They look like they were literally on fire. I mean, there's a reason why, Tiff, we were talking about this team.
They take the portal right back as Pioneers start to get aggressive. This team shouldn't be too much of a threat. Pioneers just have to hold this high ground. This could be their game, Vicky.
I was sitting on the edge of my seat right there. I was expecting an insane play. Maybe they wanted to go right back in, but they were booted out of that area as KCP take on another fight, come out on top. They also earlier had knocked Hyrika, but 2R1C is still alive. I believe Uchako is still alive somewhere. So is Maestro. Look at this. Sonya is still alive here too. A startup fight are on the high ground. Where can they go? They could try to take a skyward dive, which would be incredibly risky, but you know that the Valkyrie gets probed up just a little bit above that pillbox. Let's see where they can go while the spikes now come in from the Catalyst.
I really do love the way that KCP have decided to take this game and make it theirs. They could have sat in the building. In fact, they did. But to go and switch into the aggressiveness at the right time again and again, this is showing like KCP might be the team that people think they are, with Zane included, adding that fragger, adding the core of Dell and of Nasky. Could this be KCP's time? Certainly looks like it in game number 2 here. Maestro, Sonya, Rugby, and Tax getting down to business down below. Nasky trying to get involved and pick up some KP as well. Every point matters. Danish also alive. It is the final 3. It is Danish, Maestro, and KCP. KCP on the high ground. I'm not sure there's much they can do, Vicky, to get away from this. It's going to be up to Pioneers just to try to make it. And you can tell Zane, he's chilling. Oh, and he gets 2 kills off of it. Oh, Zane's not stressed at all. This is just KCP putting on a clinic here. And they're going to take it. Game 2 belongs to the Pioneers.
Oh, and with ease there too. They had the God spot on the high ground the whole time. That rampart coming in, especially from Yuki, that's what my paralysis demon looks like. And they are playing off the low ground of this building nicely. Look at the barriers getting sent up. Maestro gets beamed. They get 1 knock, leaving Rugby incredibly low. Tax is taking some of that circle damage, and the spikes are also blocking out where they can start rotating from. The third one want to get involved. A nice little cheeky angle from underneath the stairs as Bambino now takes on top of the roof.
Oh, I love this positioning here for Eternal. The longer they can hold high ground, the better. But look at Yuki navigating with the walls on the underside. The question is, does Yuki have the Sheila available to him for this endgame? Phoenix Legacy trying to hold off on the inside, but the Dark Veil coming out, it's going to allow Eternal to make that rotation to the other side of that zone ahead of the time. You've got the Jenny trying to go down. Now the question is, how is Alliance going to navigate this now that they're technically on the other side of Eternal?
Let's find out. They can close in the gap little by little with the barriers if no one's going to try to contest them off the rip. Look at Sabs. Look at Imp right behind them, though. You got to take to your back. Here comes the Sheila. Demon Rampart from Yuki as he gets a knockoff in the air. He is clearing out the rest of the competition. Alliance. Yuki goes down. Vex says, get back into that circle. This is my hill. He tries to contest them, and Eternal come out on top. They're the ones with the healing advantage. They're the ones that take game number 3 on World's Edge.
Vicky, that was the gnarliest thing that I've just above you that's looking to just absolutely annihilate you. But the piercing spikes forcing whichever team is underneath there into that. They're not going to be able to move, but Clemmy not going to be able to survive the onslaught from that it is Vexed and even Alliance. Now Heroes eliminated.
Vex going crazy, and yes, we mentioned start a fight in a bad spot. They died immediately. Then we saw Heroes not be able to make it. Those three teams still in the mix. Phoenix Legacy, Alliance, and of course Vex. Alliance and Vex going at it a little bit. Alliance clean up Matafe, and that is one big kill to try to cement themselves here in game number 4, the first game on Storm Point. Rampart Walls, it got them to a top 3, a top 2 last game. Can it get them a win here? Maybe one of the first Rampart wins we've seen as a legitimate pick across this meta. And that would be exciting. All the theory crafting would be worth it. But still a long way to go. 5 squads left. Phoenix Legacy, SMS still in front of them.
I mean, the walls, these walls that they are putting up are so beautiful, right? And you can see Yuki has the Sheila available to them. Unlucky and Tyler taking to the skies to see if they can find a more safe position here in this endgame and give them kind of that lay of the land of where every other team is. They are going to go for kind of that oob play to try and drop down safely, so you're not going to necessarily hover on down, and they've decided this rock is where they want to go. We last saw start a fight utilizing the Trident for some cover, and kind of cleaning that out and finding KP might be what is going to be best for them. Alliance off screen, absolutely impaling, and Sivin from Morningstar's trying to survive with all the damage from the back.
Oh my goodness, it was a sweet swap there, I'm telling you, from Vex. I don't know if they're going to be able to clean it up. They can't. It's just a push from SMS, and it's Alliance who come in with the Rampart. Alliance take game 4, and they prove, yes, this might just be the counter to the meta everyone was so scared of. What a game from Alliance.
Still taking control over this building. They have not left from this spot. You're seeing the lack of attachments out here, but they were able to boost up those Evo shields. Hierarchy was able to get a gold Evo shield, and now they are setting up this airfield coming out right now over by the other side. Nobody could contest them other than them trying to poke and actually break through those walls. But Ascend, now with these other squads, Horizon on the other side, Fire Beavers trying to take different off angles. This is going to be an insane final circle.
Oh, this is everything that the Fire Beavers needed. We asked coming into maps 5 and 6, could they put in the work to find themselves back at the top? We know they had a 30-point game in map number 1. We know they are incredibly aggressive and have the wherewithal to be able to do that. And now it's like shooting fish in a barrel for Fire Beavers as 2R1C and Ascend are forced to essentially pit to the death here on the outskirts.
Ascend playing off the other corner, though they can't leave this side because even though the circle's gonna be forcing them to move over to the other side, Fire Beavers are gonna be waiting for them right there. 2R1C gets eliminated, getting out of that line of sight of that Seer Tactical. It's Horizon that are taking control of Fire Beavers' attention right now, and Fire Beavers are trying to move in for the ability to contest for this third party. They have all the god spot, they had the high ground, and now they're going in with the proper timing after Horizon U gets taken down.
I mean, you see the exhibit go out and Fire Beavers just immediately collapse around them. They want another win, and just like that, Fire Beavers take home map number 5.
They were in literally the most god spot position that they could hold in, and with this circle pulling right next to their POI. And
Foot kind of looking straight at Ascend, and I feel as if Ascend, we were talking about them, one of the most consistent teams in Split 1 Pro League here for EMEA, finally finding themselves in an endgame scenario, sitting on triple red, and just playing this gravity cannon, utilizing the Watson, throwing the presence. But we know that Fire Beavers are so aggressive, doubling down with the Digi threat and the Bangalore smoke to use it as an aggro push.
this is actually insane. Fire Beavers also with the Bangalore, also with the smoke grenades. We've seen digi threats on both sides here too. Ascend bunkering down with these Watson fences. They were able to get that quick reset. Nobody capitalized here because nobody wants to give up their corner of this next circle. Foot is going to have to be the first squad to start rotating closer and inch their way through these rocks. Taskmaster also trying to take an off angle. He gets pinged, but Fire Beavers needs to focus down on one team right here so they're not distracted and allow Foot to rotate right behind them.
Just trying to keep all that damage going on, utilizing that car for like mid-range, right? Has the Rampage in tow if they do need it, but listen, doing a nice cheeky push through the edge of the storm to eliminate Ascend. So now you look down. We have Fire Beavers versus Foot, and Oi Rain pulling aside here with the EVA 8. Grabs one. That's a knock on to Taylor, and a 3v2 Vicky. They are ready to eat.
Let's see what they do. Let's see what they cook. Fire Beavers with a digi-threat. He beams down through the Bangalore smoke. Catalyst and Bangalore ready knocked here, and they control the final game. They win 3 games today for day 1 in EMEA. It's Fire Beavers as your winners for game number 6.
I'll say it again. 2 words. 1 animal, 1 element. It's Fire Beavers. And when I was watching scrims and
Calm before the storm right now. 5 squads left for this final circle, closing in behind Drug Freak's back. Call the mobile respawn that you can find on the ground right now. Adding in some extra cover just in case. You can see the plans being made by Asura to try to close in the gap while staying on the high ground right here.
Saucer, one of the members of Drug Free. I remember brief stints back on Atlanta Premier. Has played on a multitude of teams. Exhibit going out. And now, the clutter and the chaos begins. Sleepy Panda out on the north side trying to play some of those boxes that they had the ability, but holding the high ground is going to be that of Drug Free. Optic Gaming falls. 4 squads remaining.
LTC, Drug Free, CLG, those exhibitions coming out makes it look like they're at a rave here too. They get the knock, but Drug Free wants to stay on the high ground. They want to put themselves in the line of sight. Impulse finishes the last player right there as LTC get eliminated.
I think this is Drug Free's game to lose here. You can hear the knocks going in. The ring's going to pay dividends. Team Diverge member out there. They need to keep an eye on that as well. Asura knows exactly where they are. They're going to have to come out, but Drug Free is going to have to drop. We know there's a Wraith still in play. I thought I heard the audio cue, and there it is. You can see the Wraith going crazy right now, trying to prolong their life. CLG eliminated, but just like that, Drug Free coming out. And did I hear a little bit of hammer point action in that P2020, Vicky?
Oh yeah, you already know what's going to come out when it comes to that P2020 nailing it.
Many squads have that second option, so they're just going to have to fight what's in front of them. 100 Thieves could skate away. We'll see Drug Free looking to make it 2. Sorcerer goes down. Will this be Drug Free going back to back? Let's bet on the Cinderella story and see if they can do it. Let's go to a listen in, sponsored by WD Black. See if Drug Free can make it happen.
We can slide right there. I have smoke and
just right under here. Just right under here.
Okay.
We keep smoking our feet.
This team is still above us.
They swung. No. They're on the other roof.
Are you sure? Can you see that above?
Yes. I just saw them.
Yes,
I just saw them.
No one on our side. They're all on.
We need to get out from underneath that thing. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna slide on the right side, and I'm gonna digi, and that's all we're gonna do. Okay.
In this door. Yep.
I have my ult. Look, cat broken.
Careful, high.
I have to bat.
There's a cat thing. I'll make you right there. Oh, it's in the door.
Can we swing to underneath the overhang?
Right here, on me.
Yeah.
This is
Can we shoot these kids through the... Look, there's a crack. If they swing, we can shoot them through the crack.
Yeah.
I have Bangle.
There's a guy swinging the backside.
What do you think about if I smoke this and we play that?
You might want to smoke and play out there later, yeah. Like really late though, really late.
There's a team on the other side of this.
Nades.
I'm ulting, I'm Bangle-ting.
I'm gonna die nades.
Get the battle.
I can't smoke. No smoke.
Just kill left.
Just shoot everything left. Shoot everything left. They have to drop on us.
Above, look above. Holy
Let's go. Our macro is on.
Let's go.
Holy.
Whenever Glitch tries to approach after the circle closes in right behind their backs.
Rex and Phony last standing for FaZe. You've got a Cat and a Seer up for them. So they are able to kind of anchor down a space. Here's to hoping that Frex might have the Dark Veil. We could see that come out and maybe split an LOS for one of those teams to help them make a maneuver and not be so sandwiched, because they are going to have to fend off Complexity, who has that high ground.
There you go, the start of the fight. Grenade toss here from Cody. Can he find a crack going down as the Veil comes up? Oh, this move from Glitch is huge! The Catalyst Dark Veil to block out the vision between Complexity and FaZe buys Glitch enough time to try to see if they can counter-rotate. Complexity, though, have the safety of the building. They're just gonna wait to see what GE ends up doing. A wall for a wall. We are blocking all vision out here as FaZe is getting outside of this fight.
Oh, this is going to be really tough. A lot of visual clutter coming in. We have a split three-way endgame zone, and a lot of these catalysts are utilizing piercing spikes hidden within the Dark Veil, as you can imagine. 30 seconds is what that Dark Veil is going to last, and Reed's last alive for Glitch Energy. Complexity has been eliminated. Reed's an inch of the dream, but FaZe are your winners. They have withstood all of the Dark Veils as a duo, Vicky.
Careful, don't let him slide across. On me, you're peeking on him.
I'm coming. We're fine.
There's still teams over here.
Yes. I got
They're gonna peek on you.
Can we wipe them out maybe? The team's still on height. In on height still too.
Look for Olixos. We need to look for Olixos. Take this.
Popping.
Can we wipe?
Jump off. Come to me. I'm gonna get a scan here.
Wipe this guy.
One shot.
Got him.
I'm coming out. One team. Play out.
I'm front of you.
You're low. I'm coming to look.
I hit her 100.
Look, you have Olixo? You have an ult on me?
No ult.
I'm swinging right.
One's on our left. On me. I hit him 20.
I'm crawling back to you guys.
No sniper ammo.
They can't. They don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Crawl back to this.
You can press here.
Yep.
Look. You know, watch.
Yeah.
To your right.
I'm sticking it. Oh, next try.
You got this.
Oh, you just on your own. We needed to play our wall. We play our wall, we're good.
Oh my goodness! And last man standing, Jin Burton.
Keep their dreams alive on that fence line. So look at all the smoke. Sweet, able to get a shield back on. Not necessarily regenerating health just yet, but Native Gaming going to have to start moving in 6 seconds. You see that ring pull is going to pull them directly to the water.
This is insane right now. NRG playing off the little sliver of cover that this fence line provides. Native has them in their sights. Glory has them in their sights. They want to finish on this Nox player just in case there's any gold knockdowns that they can res with. They finish off that one player. Creeper Barrage coming in, taking care of Nathan. Native Gaming now trying to rotate on the other side without putting themselves in the line of sight of these other two squads that not only have the high ground, but the squads over on the other side of this building on the low ground.
Yo, but peep that optic, making an early rotation. The Dark Veil out, trying to keep them some cover and force the fight to maintain for all the other teams on the outskirts. And they should be able to clean up shop as soon as that building is outside of the zone. But Glory trying to maintain height, because you talk about that Dark Veil, 8 meters in height. You should be able to try and find an LOS above that. Now imagine Protectful if they could find some early damage had they had some nades to throw onto Optic, but once that Dark Veil falls after 30 seconds, they are all out in the open. Glory dropping down from the rooftop, and it is going to be all on out for here.
Oh, you get a knock, you get a knock, everybody gets a knockout here. 3 squads left, Native Gaming get taken out, and it's Glory versus Optic Gaming, who played behind that cat ult for so long. Trade for trade right now, though, playing up the knockdown shield. What do you have in store here? You can't look both directions. Oh, he's trying to finesse with the Watson fence, and Glory, with patience paying off, take game number 5.
Did I just witness the Bermuda Triangle of Watson fences as they just throw down? Talk about one of the most disgusting Watson.
Get a door, they can open it.
Hey, you should
You try to
go to your wall. Yeah.
Did it.
Bang out to him.
I'm throwing Qs. I got space.
My bang out.
Yeah.
Might be dead as well.
Okay, back to
Jump
zone.
join. I can't see
Dead. I'm banging.
I hit them.
Safe on me.
Seal. You should seal
Yeah,
it.
I'm seal.
Hey, you stay warm. Seal at the end.
On our left.
We're chilling.
I'm just staying
I'm
crouched.
crouching.
we
Buried it at
signaled?
the end. Maybe.
Are we in zero? We're safe here. We're good here.
Yeah, just watch the right.
There's a solo on the outside of the building.
Hit him red.
Then they
They're
are.
locking.
He's not, he's
Solo.
not.
He's on roof. He's on roof.
Dead.
Nice.
Nice, nice.
Let's chill.
They find nades.
I'm smoking them.
I dodged it on the bin.
Sit on me, Chucky. You.
Yeah, I'm bad. I'm
120, 30.
scanning
In the
him.
fight.
Coming back. Carol's
Show you.
field.
Show you. Chill.
On me, on me.
Okay. Chill. Chill.
Popping
Run
syringe.
forwards. Run forwards now. Run forwards. Stay low.
Reloading.
Let's go! Oh my god, I think we won!
Let's go. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Vicky. All I heard was chill, chill, and then just all of the excitement. And we believe they may.
They
No,
cannot
he knows
really
that.
do anything to you.
I know, but he knows I'm here.
I mean, of course, like everyone now. But look the sun. They don't
I
gonna
know,
give up their spot.
I know. I have my ult in 10 as well.
My ultimate needs
E6 know who's next to them. In fact, they believe that 2R1C knows where they are. But is that actually the case? Both Start a Fight and 2R1C don't have the greatest sight lines onto this last member of E6, and it's very likely they're going to have to fight each other. Blast knows what's up. I don't know if they can actually get this kill first. And in a game with 3 squads left, you do not want to overextend and be the first to fall. It means so much for Start a Fight. They've got angles, they've got harass going down, but the zone is closing in, and it is time for them to rotate. Light's going to take the risk, taking the wide swing, but Uchako lays down the hurt on one member of Start a Fight, and now we've got Element 6 in the top too. That is the danger of wide swinging, Zephyr. That is why we sit back and play conservative as E6, and what a finish from 2R1C, who put themselves in that position from the get-go.
I genuinely space to wait out the fights that they know lie in wait just ahead of them.
And Game of Drones, having made their way through that northern side of the ring, have found themselves in zone as well. No one at their backs, plenty of space to harass other teams, especially the squads like Passion that are going to have to give up the meager cover available in this RV. Bitfix far from out of trouble as well, since Game of Drones also have a great angle to harass them.
Here's a problem. The drop is almost necessary to come through here from Bitfix in just a moment forward. You have to wonder, is Ascend behind them to find the damage that might let them reap what they sow? Instead, it's Trix fully sending this forward here, finding major cracks, and once again, back on the hunt. It doesn't matter that you lay the dark field down, but yes, Ascend from behind! Ascend from behind finds the one knock that may level the playing field. Trix his attention. It is waned. It's too late, and Rondon and crew are allowed to survive that extra second longer.
The fact that there are no knocks on Game of Drones, they survive the onslaught from Trix and now find themselves in just a 3 versus 3. They emerge from behind the catwall, fully healed, and Game of Drones farm in game number 2.
Coming out against them all here when it counted most. They were stuck in the train line ahead of squads like Element 6 and Start a Fight here. But through understand that it is prime third-party material here. A big scan, no shields, and yes, some windows that they'll have to work with. But even with the dark veil, you have nowhere to hide.
There's just nothing to do. Tyler walks up and says, I'll take a 1v3 till you guys start joining up with me. And it works. It should never work, and yet it does, Zephyr. Aurora, they go down as well, finally having made it into the top 6. But we've got VEXED just on top right now, in charge in the top 4.
We'll take...
See on my ping.
I'm looking.
Wasn't correct.
In the corner.
No. I'm dropping.
Let's team. Other side. Under me. Close. Really close. I don't have ammo, but.
Dead. Behind us.
Close. Really close.
One dead. Behind us. C1 dead. I'm reloading. Cracked him. I'm dropping him. This is my damage. 1 HP. One dead. What a f***ing that was. Good. That was good.
What a game that was!
I need help. Run away, Mas. Lay alive. There's multiple down if you can run them, Mas. And if you get this extra, it's top 4.
Follow up there, recognizing that it was their chance to delete the squad that had been bothering them for so long. But guess who else is in the end games ever? Guess who else has made the top 3? It's VEXED, baby, who from up on high, from below the bridge initially, have come to take the fight up against J-Lings. It's just them as Kella bite the dust, and the last 2 squads are going to be a battle of all-out firepower.
Oh no, and with the zone closing in and a knock already found here, we're talking about potential repeat winners on their first game of Stormpoint. Make the damage come through from afar. It doesn't matter. VEXED pick up their 2nd win of the day.
And it is just as was predicted in our halftime show. Savs called it. VEXED gets stronger on Stormpoint. Their change up in style, Zephyr, it caught me off guard. I didn't know whether they'd be able to play a zone.
Play bottom, Lufka, post. One dead. I'm popping about, can you cover me? Yeah. Go to catch. One dead. I don't know what the other team, if they're all or what. Someone inside? Stick together on the roof. Any nades? No nades. No nades. I'm putting cover on the roof. Where's the other team? Can I have DT? I lost my DT when I took a read. I can. Give it. Take it. I have 2 DTs if you guys need. Do you need cash? We were. That is the other team, 2nd squad, no? Probably. Yeah. I cracked 1. It's 2 at least. Be careful the climb behind. I'm watching the climb behind. The city is under, probably. Just play space, boys. Just play space. Just play with the DJs and play space. Post. Fence the door, post. Swinging, still swinging. Where? Below, bolt. Lufka, yeah, Dari. We have just the space, Lufka. Just play from height. It's solo here below. I know, it's solo, but we have to post. Just your job is to refence this shit. And my ulti now. It's fine, we're still fine. Guys, just slide down late and post. Keep fencing. Don't stop fencing. Where do we slide? On my pink? Yeah. Just deeper. They drop down. Keep fencing. About 44. Drop down. Get the kills. Behind the water. There's one inside the house. I got Watson. There's one below on me. Nice hit. I died. 2v1. It's Banka. Oh, no!
What? 2R! Team left ahead of you, outplayed on the other side, who don't have access to that drone for the next 40 seconds.
They've got a much more extended pull, though. Outplayed will have their pick of the litter the minute that this particular rock cover is no longer available for 2R1C. And when I say they have to beam before they assault forward, it is absolutely necessary. Watch, 2R1C is going to get some entry crack or entry damage, and you will see an assault. You will see the smokes. You will see the push forward because it is necessary.
The digi-threats are the difference here as well. Outplayed simply don't have them on everyone, but 2R1C knew this was part of their game plan from the beginning. Why are we getting into Trident? Get out of the Trident! What is happening?
The drone comes through and it is broken. No EMP. A massive cooldown unavailable as Outplayed are slowly working their way forward, and they're the ones to face first knocks. Down to a 2v2 here. Sheck's looking lower and lower. Both of these teams barely flesh. 2R1C brought into a 2v1 as they lose at 1. A 1v1. It's up to 2R1C with their full health to pick up another win in our final match of the day.
A three-peat on the day for 2R1C, having won half of our matches. I say to any doubters of this roster, think again. Their game plan is incredible, and Rain Day, I don't think there can be any doubters left.
I don't think there could be any doubters. I mean, I can't imagine.
If he can zone out the rest of XSET.
I like this from Team Diverge. Almost immediately when that exhibit comes out, they already know they're at an advantage here and they pull away. Waiting out the cooldown is more than fine, especially with the time that exists in response to this final zone pull here. Now that that major cooldown no longer available, XSET have little to work with other than the angles that they try to present.
5 seconds left on the zone close. 5 seconds left until you lose the meager cover that you're holding on to. I'm looking at you, Nocturnal. Head peaks still available around this ridgeline for both teams, but the smoke will buy you crucial time. Digi threat for Nocturnal isn't answered entirely on the other side, and he knocks Sleepy Panda. It's 2v2, and both Nocturnal and Fun are going to take a moment, take a bat before knocking GS Bird and looking for the last one as a duo has been our anthem, Zephyr, and as a duo, Team Diverge may just take this 1v1. It's just Aj against the world right now. XSET still can take this.
Oh.
They've got this, swinging around the side, R99 in hand. They've got the high ground now. They've got the digis, and XSET have the win as we play Ring Around the Rosie before finding our final knock to take XSET to a Game 1 win.
XSET there. It looked like it was all said and done, especially as they started to lose out on some of the most crucial resources and cooldown. No, SCS.
It's
coming
SCS.
through. Holding off that building right now between Xenox and Crust, obviously in a more dominant, safe position, not kind of worrying about those angles like you're referring to there, Dia. Will have their time, and it's something that actually prevents both MLS and FAZE from extending further out here to try to wipe out TSM. Now granted, they're going to be one of the first squads alongside FAZE to start to lose out on their cover here, so expect potential skirmishing no matter what.
FAZE, no. Can they do anything about it? TSM's cover is going to age slightly better. Shubi's waiting for a crack in the armor, but that Dark Veil does allow for the 3v3. FAZE can actually extend out right now and contest TSM. Seer ult going to be down, and FAZE aren't playing inside it, not giving TSM the real chance to shoot back at them, but instead waiting for the move, waiting for the pressure they've exerted onto TSM to be worth it. Second Seer ult's going to be worth a lot, but we've got SCS pulling out theirs as well. A little bit of cover around the side, and now, honestly, NPS are fighting on their own. According to them, no one else is in the zone. As these walls drop, that's going to start to change. Hal, got to pull off the bat soon, but FAZE are going on the push, and from above, they will deliver the death blow to TSM, your land champions. Now turning their attention to the rest of the lobby, suddenly, SCS is out in the open, and MLS go, all right, well, you're gone, you're done, and FAZE know that it's their time to shine, whipping around for the 2 versus 3. It is going to be a FAZE win for our second game of the day.
We asked yesterday, is this a fluke or is this the true resurgence of this new FAZE roster? They showed that they can play among the best here from Group A.
Of a great team to be able to keep your cool, and Complexity certainly doing that as they wide swing on FAZE, taking them out, and now taking another fight off in the open. Cody gets that shield swap, somehow walks away alive, but LTC expire in the middle of the courtyard.
Surprisingly there, Cody against all odds and the revive coming through. This would be the go button if I was SCN to make my way out, and it might instead be the go button for BBB on the opposite angle from below. Designful looking to start the end now here, and oh my gosh, SCN stuck potentially inside that building, or just barely going to have angles on the outskirts, and why not try to send for the kidnap? Block the door instead.
Really good.
You make it impossible.
It's just making sure that exit cannot be taken. There's a Wraith on the inside, so being able to jump into the void could still save Native Gaming, but BBB have such a laser precision read on what Native want to do that they're stuck waiting for the lobby to resolve around them. Complexity go down. We're into our top two, and Kenny just sends himself through the portal with no options left. I'd call it a heal up, but it's not even close. BBB don't have to tank zone. They can just watch as Native Gaming are forced to come one by one to the chopping block and go down. BBB take the win, the last win on World's Edge.
I'll tell you what, Dia, I was excited to talk about this roster and maybe even a little bit more of a...
Ooh, not as long of a Dark Veil as Nock would have hoped for. It provides meager cover, but what is this Valkyrie? My friends! Sentinels are not going to get away with that. Bo does not get to play Apex Legends today, and XSET pick up that first kill before the rest of the fight explodes. Sykes plays it safe for now, looking for this third party, sits out of bounds for a few seconds before jumping back in. Is he going to be able to make this work? He's gone completely unnoticed for the moment and may very well survive.
He might, but he's gonna have to bide his time. For Team Diverge out here on the angles, they're the next team to potentially be focused on the choke here. Sleepy Panda down, and it's from behind! It is from behind that the damage is laid in. Team Diverge, they're not looking much better as finally some of our squads do begin to eclipse the rocks on the edge. And it's LTC from this height that are making their way forward to finish off Drop in Gaming, but SCS, we talked about it. We discussed the angles that they held. They're in such a good spot right now.
And LTC now as a duo, the last one standing against a roster full of members that have been in Pro League since as long as many can remember. There is no chance. And for those squads coming up from the Challenger circuit, SCS say today is not your day.
A fantastic representation for this squad. We've been looking for the recovery. Secures that it is all said and done here for Oxygen. They themselves with their own Cascade Wall are able to create the space that blocks off that XSET sight lines. But when we talk about end games here, they are coming from the low. XSET from above will be so dangerous.
Only 3 teams left. We'll see what Oxygen can do. They're navigating off the low ground, but they have the zone coming directly to them. Able to play effectively on the defense. Could turn this game around for them and put them right up near the top of the leaderboards, closer than they already were. But XSET have already demonstrated an incredible amount of aggression this game. That is going to be the biggest problem for our Oxygen roster.
Oxygen trying to create angles there. You can see Zenile is left on the backside, and it's almost immediately that we see it capitalized on by XSET. Crust, of course, finished off, brings it back down to a straight 3v3. Like you said, Sykes trying to take that mid-range high ground, is able to find a bit of damage, but they are still fighting around. Look at the flank, though.
Almost finds necessary damage there. Enemy goes for the wide swing, picks up some good damage on Nocturnal, and now Oxygen full send it forward. They've got high ground, but it's a trade of a 1-4-1. Oxygen no longer in the driver's seat as Sykes trades another 50 flesh left on Oxygen, and XSET just in the nick of time find themselves a win. It was close, but this is one of the best teams in the world, and you cannot challenge XSET.
I love the fact that we discussed this roster before we approach Game 5.
Got no shields, they've got a box to play, and it is not looking like enough.
Not enough at all here. The meat lovers coming through from the low ground almost immediately present the damage where it counts, but it is at the expense of almost their entire life there, picked off from the opposite angles. It's none other than XSET that continue to clean up across this lobby.
Decision making is on point for this team. They're slow playing it. They're letting everyone else fight, but the KP is not there for XSET. It's something that they are liking to rack up, especially in the end game, but it means they've got to be a little more active. Panda around the corner, and what are we doing?
What?
XSET looking around like, what just happened? Who's that?
Well, it doesn't matter. Already gone here. Now back down to our final two. Sentinels versus XSET. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of Posey, a fence line to defend. But I see 3 red and versus 3 purple. It's the minor advantages in similar moments like this that will count against it all.
But this is the win that matters for Sentinels. Again, the old guard, and in more ways than one, they've got a lot to prove, for they have struggled in the past 2 days, and XSET are simply controlling so much ground. Look at this fence line. Fun does get fried. 50 HP almost gets dropped, but somebody steps too close to Rambo, and Sykes goes down. It's Sentinels in a 2v1. It's Sentinels that may very well be taking their first win of the ALGS Split 2.
I have to say, for Sentinels, like you said, it's a win that was absolutely crucial to still show us that this team can perform among the rest. They've had some rough excursions to boot here from both that last split, but also playoffs as well. And it makes me happy to see that in Game 6, even though they had to compete